Good morning, students. Today in this video we are going to continue reading Act 5 of The Tempest. By the end of the video you will be able to explain the meanings of the difficult words according to the text, tell some of the references that we shall read in the text, and explain the text in your own words. Before we start with the reading, let us first recapitulate what we have read so far. Prospero releases Alonso and his companions from his spell and speaks to them. He forgives Antonio but demands back his dukedom. Alonso now tells Prospero of the missing Ferdinand. Prospero tells Alonso that he too has lost a child in this last tempest, his daughter. Prospero then draws aside a curtain, revealing behind it Ferdinand and Miranda, who are playing a game of chess. Alonso is joyful at the discovery. Meanwhile, the sight of more humans impresses Miranda. Alonso embraces his son and daughter-in-law to be and begs Miranda's forgiveness for the treacheries of 12 years ago. Prospero silences Alonso's apologies. They then see Boatswain coming there with his crew. Now we are going to read further. So open your textbook at page number 164, line number 220. Boatswain. The best news is that we have safely found our king and company. The next, our ship, which but 3 glasses, children, here glasses means the sandy hourglass. So 3 glasses means 3 hours since. We gave out split. Split means destroyed. Is tight and here and bravely rigged. So he's talking about the ship. He says that 3 hours ago, the ship which was wrecked, or you can say destroyed, is now tight, yeah, and bravely rigged. Bravely rigged means nicely equipped, as when we first put out to sea. When they had started their journey, their ship is now looking better than what it looked at that time. Ariel, aside to Prospero, he says, Sir, all this service have I done since I went. So Ariel tells Prospero that whatever Boatswain was talking about, the better condition of the ship, etc., was the work that he had done. Now let us read the gist. When Gonzalo asks Boatswain if there was any news, Boatswain says that the best news of all was that they all had found their king and their men. The next bit of good news was that their ship, which they thought was ruined 3 hours ago, was as well outfitted and seaworthy as it was when they first set sail. So he was happy at the good condition of the ship. Ariel then tells Prospero whatever Boatswain was talking about was done by him only. Now let us read further. Prospero, aside to Ariel, my tricksy spirit. Tricksy means clever. Alonso says, these are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. He tells Boatswain, say, how came you hither? Hither means here. So Alonso is little amazed about the different incidents that were taking place on that island. He says that indeed there was something supernatural behind all of them, as those incidents were getting stranger. Now let us read the gist. Prospero calls Ariel a clever spirit. Alonso, who is amazed to hear Boatswain's description, says that those events were not natural. Moreover, they were getting stranger. He then asked Boatswain how he came there. Now let us read further. Boatswain, if I did think, sir, I were well awake. I were well awake means not dreaming. I would strive to tell. Strive to tell means try to explain. I would strive to tell you we were dead of sleep. Dead of sleep means we were in deep sleep. And how we know not. How we know not means we don't know how it happened. All clapped under hatches. Clapped under hatches means below the deck of ship. All clapped under hatches means all here refers to all the mariners, the boatswain himself, the captain, and they all were clapped under the hatches means they were lying below the deck of ship. Where but even now, with strange and several noises of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, and more diversity of sounds. Diversity means variety. All horrible. We were awaked, straightway at liberty. Liberty means at freedom. Where we, in all her, children, here her is used for the ship, so the ship is personified. In all her trim, freshly beheld, our royal, good and gallant ship. So this is description of the ship. Our master capering. Capering means jumping with joy. Our master here refers to the captain of the ship. To eye her. To eye her means to see her. On a trice. Trice means in a moment. So please you. Even in a dream were we divided. Divided means separated from them and were brought mopping hither. Mopping hither means brought here dazed. Means in a dazed condition. So in all these lines, Boatswain is telling Alonso that he thought as if they just woke up from a dream. They must have gone to sleep, they were in a dreamy condition and now they just woke up. He says that even when they woke up, they heard several strange noises and then following those noises, they reached that place where Alonso, Prospero, Gonzalo and the other royal passengers were standing. So he is also amazed. How did they go under the deck and how did they come there near Alonso? So it was all something very strange and dreamy and he is unable to explain all those things. He then also tells that when they woke up and saw the condition of the ship which was much better than what it was before, they were very happy and their captain even jumped with joy. So he says that they all were separated in a dream sort of condition and it was a dream sort of condition in which they were brought there near Alonso. So Boatswain told Alonso that if he could believe that Boatswain was in his senses, then he would like to tell him that he and his crew members were in a deep sleep and some time back only they woke up because of roaring, shrieking, howling and variety of other noises. He then said that they suddenly found themselves at liberty. At liberty means they were all set free. They were also amazed to see their ship in good condition. He says that their captain danced with joy to see the royal ship. It seemed that they all were separated from rest of the passengers in a dream, and they were brought there in a dazed condition. Now let us read further. Ariel, aside to Prospero, was it well done? Prospero, aside to Ariel, bravely, my diligence. Diligence means diligent servant, or you can say hard-working servant. Thou shalt be free. So we all know that Ariel yearns to be free, and Prospero has promised that whatever work he was giving him that time, if everything was done properly, Ariel would soon be set free. Alonso says, this is as strange a maze as ever. Men trod, and there is in this business more than nature was ever conduct of. So E'(ER) means ever, trod means walked, business means affair, conduct means conductor. Some oracle means voice of God, must rectify our knowledge. Rectify means correct. So Ariel asked Prospero if what he did was right or not. Prospero told him that he had done all his work perfectly well, and Prospero would soon give him his freedom. Alonso, who was amazed at everything happening around, said that their whole experience on the island was strange. It was something more than nature seemed to be involved in. He further added that the voice of God only could enlighten them. So it was clear to Alonso that whatever was happening on the island was not natural. There was something supernatural involved in it, and only God could help them know what it was. Now let us read further. Sir, my liege, liege means lord, do not infest means trouble, your mind with beating on. Beating on means thinking. The strangeness of this business. At picked leisure means selected opportunity for leisure, for taking rest, which shall be shortly single. Single means alone. I will resolve you. Resolve you means I'll clear your doubts, which to you shall seem probable. Of every these happen accidents. Of every these happen accident means of all these events. Till when be cheerful and think of each thing well. So he is telling Alonso not to be disturbed, not to lose his mind, not to waste his time in thinking about the incidents happening on the island, and that later Prospero would himself narrate him whatever Alonso was seeing on island. Prospero would make it clear what everything was. Aside to Ariel, come hither, spirit, set Caliban and his companions free, untie the spell. Untie means remove. So you all remember that Prospero had set some spirits in forms of hound behind Caliban, Trinculo and Stefano. So here he is telling Ariel to untie that spell and bring 3 of them there. How fares my gracious sir? So Prospero is telling Alonso, or you can say asking Alonso, how he was. There are yet missing of your company some few odd lads that you remember not. So there were still some people who were missing from Alonso's company. All had reached there, but Trinculo and Stefano were still left. They had not come there. So who are these 2 odd fellows? Stefano and Trinculo. Now let us read the gist. Prospero told Alonso that he need not waste his time thinking about how strange the island was. He told him that he would himself explain everything to him when the right time arrived. Till then, he should try to be cheerful and keep an open mind. Prospero then told Ariel to set Caliban and his fellow slaves free and to break the spell that enslaved them. Prospero then told Alonso that there were a few men still missing from the ship, a few odd guys Alonso had forgotten about. Here, Prospero was talking about Stefano and Trinculo. Now I hope you all have understood whatever we have read in this video. And your homework for the day is reread what we have discussed in this video and solve the related extracts. Thank you.